We say goodbye to Watergate for now as we put the old firm on the back burner, and we say hello to Whiskygate, because I've no doubt in my mind that's what Steve Clarke will be squirting in his face if we get the win in the playoff match against Greece.
I think he'll be squatting in his face even if we lose. But welcome back to Fog Football. The internationals are here. 2 games against Greece. It's quite boring, isn't it? 2 games against the same team just to stay in League A. I mean, there's benefits of going down to League B, isn't there? I mean, there really is.
No, there is, but I think that's something that you only look at when you're in it. I don't think you want to be relegated just so you can be like, oh, look, we've got a better chat. For me, I liked us being in Group A. It was nice to see Scotland as a Group A team. It was nice to see us in a group higher than England just to get it right up those bastards. So you know what? I've enjoyed us as a Group A team, and I want us to remain a Group A team. Even if it does mean that it's going to be harder to qualify for tournaments via the Nations League because we're in a higher group, I think you always want to be the best you can be and test yourself against the best. And if I'm being honest, man, listen, we can't sit here and talk about how much we rate our players and how much of a good squad we think we currently have. I mean, we can't do that and then sit here and say, we're not superior to Greece. So I think we should be better than Greece. I think we are better than Greece, and if anyone should be in Group A after these next 2 games, it should be us, not these guys.
Yeah, I don't really rate Greece. I know they gave England a run for their money, but
I don't really rate England either.
No, I don't rate England either, but we should be beating Greece over 2 legs, right? There's no 2 ways about it. They're alright. They're a good team, but I think we've genuinely got superstars on our hands. What have Greece got? Giorgio Samaros still kicking about? No? I mean, I honestly couldn't tell you what's happening for Greece at the minute. But here, they've won a Euros. 1 more than us. 1 more than England.
And they're above us in the coefficient.
So maybe I need to reel it in about Greece.
When it comes to European football, so...
Lennon Miller says he'll be the best player for Scotland in no time, and people are bashing him for it. John McGinn said he would regret those comments, but then Steve Clarke turned around and said that, well, why would he?
Yeah, I agree with Steve Clarke. You want a player coming in with belief. You want somebody coming in thinking I'm going to be the best, and that's what's missing for the world in 2025.
I agree.
Why should we shoot down someone who's got confidence in themselves? Let's see if Lennon Miller thinks he's going to be the next superstar. That's a good thing, and I hope he's right.
Motherwell, hope he's right.
Would people feel better if Lennon Miller came up and says, "Oh, you know what? I don't think I'm ready for this. I'm looking at all these players around me, and they're way better than me. I think Steve Clarke's made a mistake picking me. I don't think I'm good enough to be in this Scotland team or play at this level. I think my potential's a bang average player. No, fuck that. The best players, like look at Ronaldo, right? A bit of an arsehole. Can't really stand the guy. But, I mean, he truly believes that he is the best of all time, and he wasn't bad, was he? No. So maybe that's what we need. We need players to have a bit more belief in their abilities.
Yeah, I welcome it. But you know what? How about we just go straight into the starting 11 here? Because I think it's going to be very intriguing. I believe someone dropped out and someone from the Championship has been put in up front. I have no idea who it is, though. He said no cat. Hurst. Something Hurst. That's his name. Yeah, here I think it's George Hurst, is it?
George Hurst, right. But before we get into that, I've just got one question to ask.
Yeah.
What is the JD?
Academy.
And what is the number 1 and number 2?
Loan. Must be. Has to be.
Alright, glad you cleared that up, because that was bothering me there.
I'm surprised there's not more from the academy, though. I think, though, right, big talk about 4 or 5 at the back. Tierney's back. But we're playing good with a 4. And you know what? As much as Kieran Tierney's great, I'd maybe just stick with the 4.
Who's to say Kieran Tierney can't play right back?
Well, I tell you what, right?
Now, that's not me saying I don't trust Ralston or Johnston.
Well, I don't.
But, I don't see any harm in trying Tierney on the right. Or if Robertson thinks he's so good, put Robertson on the right. But yeah, I would have nothing against Steve Clarke if he wanted to stick with a 4. And to me, if you're going to stick with a 4, I think that Tierney would play better at right back than he would as one of 2 centre backs. No, Tierney works really well in a back 3 as the left centre back, but I just don't know how Tierney would do in a back four as one of two in a partnership of centre backs. So, I mean, if we go with the back four, I don't think you can really leave Kieran Tierney at the team. So therefore, you've only got a couple of options. You either play him as one of the two centre backs, or you play him as right back, or you play him as left back and you move Robertson to right back. That's the options that Clark has, and out of them, I'd rather see Tierney play right back.
I would go him right back because I'm sorry. Well, I'm no sorry. Ralston's no good enough, right? And I just don't think Max Johnson is going to be starting this game of football. You go with Kieran Tierney every day of the week.
I think Max Johnson's an unknown quantity. I mean, when he was at Motherwell, he was good, but we don't really know how he's progressed. Look, if Max Johnson starts this game, I have no issues. But what I would have an issue would be if Alistair Johnson starts the game.
Alistair Johnson?
Anthony Ralston even.
Alistair, I was going to say, Alistair Johnson, what the fuck's he doing? Right, anyway, goalkeeper. Right, it's Craig Gordon. I'm not even going to make a case for anyone.
I mean, Liam Kelly had a decent wee spell at Rangers when Butland was out, but I think it is Craig Gordon.
Yeah, it's Craig Gordon every day of the week. So we'll stick with a 4. We're going to go Robertson and Tierney, yeah?
I think so at wing backs,
Right,
yeah.
we'll do that then. Right, centre back.
But I've no issues with Max Johnson.
True. Right, 2 centre backs. I'm going to go
For me, it's...
McKenna and Suter.
I'd go Suter and Porteous. But I don't know. I think Porteous after that Euros maybe.
Nah, I think he's kind of like the black sheep at the minute. I just think Grant Hanley's. How many done players are at Birmingham, by the way?
Grant Hanley seems like he should be about 50 because he's been kicking around for a long time.
He's like 33.
I know, it's mental.
He's younger than you.
Yeah, fuck that is crazy. I mean, I would like to see Suter and Porteous. That would be my centre back partnership. If it's a back four.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, I'll agree with that. It's the midfield I want to talk
You know what?
about.
I've no issue with McKenna, but I think you pick 2 of those 3.
Now, how many are we putting in the midfield? 5?
Well, it'll be 3 in the middle, then 2 out in the side, and then 1 up front.
Right, we'll do that then.
I'm assuming that's unless he goes with a kind of 2 in the middle. He could just do a 4-1-1, couldn't he? Something along those lines. We don't really know, but I think a 4-5-1 is probably the more likely outcome.
Right, in the middle, I am going... I tell you what, there's so many good options you can put here. I think Christie. I think it's got to be Christie, Gilmore, and... I forgot about McGinn.
Fuck, you've got McTom. You've got fucking Lewis Ferguson, who's been on an absolute roll in Italy. How can you leave him out?
You know what? Gilmore hasn't been playing, so I would go McTominay, McGinn, Christie, Ferguson, Shea Adams. Well, fuck, that only gets me this 5, doesn't it?
That doesn't quite work, that, Eric.
That doesn't work. I don't know. It's a fucking brilliant problem to have. But one thing I will say, right, Kenny McLean, it's time to go. You should not be in this.
He looks like the odd man out here.
Yeah. You've got a midfield of guys who are just on the scene or in their prime years. It's like, what? Yo, Luke McCoy, man. Luke McCoy.
It's mental, isn't it? Right, for me, who am I picking? Right, I would go... John McGinn. I would go McTominay. I'd go McTominay and Gilmore. It's like the holding two almost.
The Naples.
And yeah, so for me it would be Gilmore and McTominay, and then the 3 I would have in them in front of them would be Christie, Ferguson, McGinn.
Can't really complain with that, can you?
So I'd probably have like a holding 2 of McTominay, Gilmore with like the front 3, maybe interchangeable, probably. Because none of them are really wide men, but I'd probably have like Christie on the... Christie would be like the left, and then I'd probably put Ferguson on the right with McGinn in the middle. But I would have them interchanging, so they're not like... They've not got a set position. And then up front, I would go with Shea Adams because he's the one banging the goals in.
Yes. I mean, I would say Lennon Miller, I'd say pretty much guaranteed to get some form of game time when there's that many midfielders starting.
But listen, no offense to Kenny McLean, I don't see how he starts.
And why would you bring him on?
And if he gets brought on in front of Lenny Miller, I'll be furious.
Yeah, it's just a fucking... Yo, see when you get to like Kenny McLean's age, right?
Like, but
See, unless you're actually good enough to start, or you're like a real impact player, you shouldn't be in the squad.
But the problem is, I can definitely see a world where, I mean, would I be shocked if McLean started? Honestly, under Clark, no. But I can even see a world where Kenny McLean gets brought on in, let's say, the 65th minute, and Lenny Miller gets brought on in, like, the 8th.
Yep.
I can see that scenario.
That's a Steve Clark special right there.
Aye, and I just don't want to see that.
No.
So
No one wants to see
I
that.
would go Craig Gordon. I'd go Robertson, Suter, Porteous, Tierney. Then in the next two in the middle, I'd have Gilmore, McTominay. The three in front of them for me would be Christie, Ferguson, McGinn, and Shea Adams up front. I think that's a pretty good team considering we do have injuries and players
Ben
missing
Doak,
as well.
Ben Doak, Shankland, obviously just no picked. I'd like to see Wilson get minutes, but I think up front, you're starting one. I mean, let's be honest. Say Adams starts, who am I bringing on at those three? I'd probably be Nisbet, but I'd rather bring on Wilson. Like, see Tommy Conway, right? First of all, he sounds like a wrestler from 2004, but what's he actually doing? Is he any good? What's he done?
Not a lot for me.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one thing he's done for us. But I mean, that's pretty much it, folks. Score prediction.
Well, let us know your 11 down below.
Yeah, let your 11 down there. I mean, I think the goalkeeper and fullback. But again, we're going with what Wade do. I can see him not even starting.
Here, what's your thought on the lack of old firm players in this team, or the lack of players for Scotland in general? I mean, in recent years, Celtic have had a lot of players in it, but you've got two for Rangers, one for Celtic, one for Hearts, and I believe that, alright, one for Motherwell.
One for Aberdeen.
Right,
Two for Hearts.
No, right, well, maybe there's a few, but
Maybe you're on the fucking ropes. You ever thought of that?
well, listen, Celtic normally have 3 or 4.
Birmingham may as well be Scottish, the amount of Rangers players they took.
Well, in recent years, you've had, I suppose Kieran Tierney will be a Celtic player next year as well, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, who else would you want in? McCoyan, Connor Barron.
I wouldn't say no to those two being in, but then again, I think we're packed in the midfield. I would rather see McCowan in there though than McLean. But I get it, Steve Clark's loyal to McLean.
See, because like McGinn, Christie, and guys like that can play on the wing, I think you can get rid of a Conway.
I
accommodate.
actually think we're light in midfield, especially if we're going 5 in midfield.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty light.
Taking too many defenders.
Considering we play one up top, I actually think we've got too many strikers.
Can we just admit that taking 3 goalies is actually brain dead? There was one time he took 4.
Yeah, well, he cut Craig Gordon, didn't he?
Yeah, I know, but let's be honest, man, right? There is a case you don't even need 2 goalies. But 3 is over. What?
Yeah, there's a case we'd have been playing knockout football if you took Craig Gordon.
No, there is. But what's the point of 3 goalies? Hit me with it. Goalie injuries do not happen. And if one happens, then...
Yeah, they're rare.
Like, honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm gonna go 2-1 Scotland. I think we'll win. There you go.
I'm going 2-0 Scotland.
Oh, clean sheet, brilliant, guys. Anyway, review tomorrow. I don't even know what time the game's at, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Till next time.
Peace.